Inside a factory, a woman was operating a large press machine. As the machine opened, she moved closer to adjust the material inside. In that moment, the press unexpectedly activated and began closing again. The sudden movement caught her by surprise, and the task that seemed routine instantly turned hazardous. Fellow workers nearby rushed to respond, but the incident showed how quickly an equipment malfunction or unsafe action can put lives at risk. This case highlights the critical importance of machine guarding and lockout-tagout procedures. Operators should never reach inside an active press, and all machines must have safety interlocks to prevent accidental activation. Inside a factory, several workers were standing near a row of pressure tanks, carrying out their routine tasks. Everything appeared normal until, without warning, one of the tanks suddenly ruptured. The force of the release sent flames and debris outward, creating panic as workers quickly moved to safety. The incident demonstrated how equipment under high pressure can become extremely dangerous if not monitored and inspected carefully. This event underscores the importance of strict maintenance and inspection schedules for all pressurized equipment. Safety valves, gauges, and pressure relief systems must be checked regularly to ensure they are working correctly. In this workshop, a worker approached a grinding machine and switched it on. Instead of preparing material for work, he leaned over and used the sparks from the machine to light a cigarette. At first glance, it may have looked like a clever shortcut, but in reality, it was an extremely dangerous choice. The sparks generated by grinding equipment are hot, unpredictable, and can easily ignite nearby flammable materials. With baskets of scrap and debris all around, the situation could have escalated into a fire or caused injury in seconds. This example highlights why machines should only ever be used for their intended purpose. Inside a home, a man was standing on a ladder performing electrical maintenance. At first, everything appeared to be going smoothly, but in a moment, he made contact with a live wire and received an electric shock. The sudden jolt caused him to lose balance and fall from the ladder. The incident serves as a reminder that even common repair jobs at home can quickly become dangerous if proper precautions aren't followed. This situation highlights why electrical safety is so important. Power should always be turned off at the breaker box before starting any work, and insulated tools should be used to reduce risk. When working at height, ladders should be stable, and another person should be nearby to provide assistance if needed. For complex electrical jobs, calling a licensed electrician is always the safest choice. Inside a steel pipe factory, a worker was guiding an overhead crane as it transferred a large bundle of steel pipes. Everything seemed normal as the load was lifted into position. But during the operation, a mechanical component from the crane structure unexpectedly came loose and dropped. The falling piece struck the area where the guiding worker was standing. Fellow workers rushed to assist, but the incident had already occurred, showing how fast a routine task can turn into a dangerous situation. This event highlights why overhead crane inspections are critical. Loose bolts, worn parts, and untested components can all lead to equipment failure. Before every shift, cranes should be checked thoroughly, and any unusual sounds or vibrations should never be ignored. Along a busy road, a sewer worker was performing his regular duties inside a maintenance opening. Everything seemed normal, and a nearby car had come to a stop close to the work area. But suddenly, the driver moved the vehicle forward, unaware of the worker's position. The car made contact before the driver realized what had happened. Startled by the situation, the driver reversed, and nearby pedestrians rushed over, but the incident had already taken place. This case highlights the importance of clear work zone safety measures. Barriers, cones, and warning signs must always be placed around sewer or roadside work to alert drivers of workers on site. Drivers, in turn, must remain alert, avoid distractions, and respect safety zones at all times. A simple precaution like visible signage and proper traffic control can prevent dangerous situations and keep roadside workers safe. An electrical worker climbed a utility pole to perform maintenance. At first, everything appeared normal as he began his work, but during the climb, he accidentally made contact with a live wire. The electrical shock caused him to lose control, and after some time, he fell from the pole. What began as a standard repair task quickly turned hazardous, showing just how unforgiving electricity can be when safety steps are missed. This incident highlights why strict electrical safety protocols are essential. Workers must always confirm that power lines are de-energized and properly grounded before climbing. Insulated gloves, harnesses, and fall protection gear should be worn at all times. A trained team on the ground should also provide support and ensure emergency procedures are ready. With the right preparation and adherence to lockout-tagout practices, electrical workers can carry out their jobs safely and confidently. At a residential property, a worker was busy installing new fence poles along the boundary of the yard. He used a post driver machine to hammer the poles deep into the soil. The work appeared straightforward, pole after pole being set into place without issue. As the next pole was lowered into the ground, everything seemed to be going according to plan. But after a few heavy strikes, something unexpected happened. The pole struck an underground gas pipeline hidden beneath the surface. In an instant, the pipe ruptured, and pressurized gas began escaping with force. The sudden release caught everyone's attention. Fortunately, the worker near the post recognized the danger quickly and moved away from the area before the escaping gas could put him in immediate danger. This situation highlights the importance of one key step: always check before you dig. Gas lines, electrical conduits, and water pipes are often buried just below the surface, and striking them can lead to dangerous leaks, costly damage, or even fires. Before beginning any project that involves digging or driving posts, utility companies should be contacted to mark the locations of underground lines. Specialized detection equipment should also be used to confirm where it's safe to dig. Workers must be trained to recognize warning signs, like unusual sounds, escaping air, or shifting soil, and to respond immediately by stopping work and moving to a safe area. At a building site, several workers were on the roof, carefully pouring fresh concrete. Everything seemed to be going according to plan. But suddenly, the roof section they were working on began to sink under the weight. The unexpected collapse disrupted the job and put everyone nearby at risk, showing how even a normal construction task can turn dangerous without proper preparation. This incident highlights why load calculations and structural supports are critical during concrete work. Before pouring, engineers must confirm that scaffolding, formwork, and reinforcements are strong enough to handle the weight of fresh material. Workers should also stay clear of areas directly beneath pouring zones. Inside a wood factory, a worker was using a lifting machine to raise a large pile of lumber. The grip on the stack loosened, and the heavy pile slipped from the lift, falling toward the area where the worker was standing. In just a moment, what looked like a normal task turned into a dangerous situation, reminding everyone nearby of how unpredictable heavy loads can be. This incident highlights why proper load securing is critical in material handling. Lifting machines must always be fitted with the right clamps, slings, or forks for the job, and workers should never stand directly beneath a suspended load. Regular equipment inspections, proper training, and safe positioning can prevent accidents.